What is going on? What is going on? It's your boy, Julien Stoutt, licensed personal trainer, licensed PE teacher, world record powerlifter, special education teacher, here to take the fear out of fitness while using mindset, encouragement, accountability, and nutrition to help you be the best you. So, check this out. It's Monday, I know. Normally I'm on Wednesdays, I'm live on Wednesdays, but I got an engagement that I need to go to on Wednesday, and it is important that I do go to it. So because of that, I am going to push Wednesday's show to today. And it's a really interesting show today because you see the title in the thumbnail, Should Plus Size Women Settle? Now, I know this is more relationship based, but I want to turn around and make sure we understand and preface it appropriately. First things first, plus size. What is plus size, right? What is plus size? So I'm going to pull up the definition of plus size. Plus size definition. Okay, so plus size. Denoting or relating to clothes of a size larger than those found in standard ranges. Okay? So that is anywhere between 1 to 2 standard deviations outside what is normal. So understand, based on the American beauty standards, plus size would be anything above 145 pounds. However, the average woman in America now weighs 170. So what really is plus size? Are we going by the Americanized standards, or are we going by the average size of women in the country? I would like to say, personally, it doesn't matter, because everybody's body is different. No woman, there are women that are built the same, but all women are not built the same. Some women's hips are wider, some women's hips are narrower. Some women's waists are wider, some women's waists are narrower. Clearly, some women are gluteally inclined, others are not. Some have to work for it, some just have to wake up and they got glutes, or yams as some people love to call them. Same goes for men, but this particular thing is about women in general. And for me, personally, I am going to leave it for you to decide for now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go from there. So I'm going to let some of this rock and then I'm going to fade it.
Why do men act like plus size women have to settle?
I'd like to have a real conversation, even if you do still have some insecurities. Anybody who is outside the very small box that this country says beauty is has insecurities, because it's skinny white girls. That's still the beauty standard of America. Can we be realistic?
Okay. This is Trip from formerly of tonight's conversation. But here's the deal. Insecurities. Insecurities, everybody has them. Well, initially, everybody has them. Eventually, you do one or two things: succumb to them, or you overcome them. My biggest insecurity was my height. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm 48 years old. I don't care no more. All the quote-unquote possibles that I could have been in and all this other stuff, by the wayside. And I'm also way too established as a man to even be concerned with what attracts other people to me. I'm just not. I'm married. I have all of these things, like I said, going for me. I could care less whether or not a woman is attracted to me because I'm short. I don't care. Now, if you ask me that 26 years ago, I'd have been butthurt. I'd have been hurt if a girl turned around and said, I can't mess with you because it's short. I'd have been devastated. I'd have been hurt. I'd have cried in my cereal. But it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset. It is not simply something that just occurs. It is something that causes people to look inward and be so critical that it puts them in a state of fear. It puts them in a state of fear, which is also another mindset, which then causes them to act out based on those insecurities. Now, you heard Tripp turn around and talk about the beauty standard is white women. I don't think so. I really don't. Because I don't know about you, but women with badonkadonks, women with thighs, women with breasts are more desired than women without. And that's a fact. Now, does that mean that woman has to weigh 600 pounds in order to achieve those dimensions? Absolutely not. But the more curves you have and the lighter you are, meaning weight, the better chances you have of being attracted. Obviously, the better your face looks, the more attractive you'll be as well. But within all of that, you have to understand that it's not enough to just simply say white women are the beauty standard in America. They're not. Beautiful women of all types are the standard, right? There are women with thighs and booty that men look at universally. White men, black men, Hispanic men, Asian men all look at universally. There are black women that everybody looks at universally. Now, white men find more white women attractive because that's what they're around and those are the features that they lock in on. But they do not simply look at women and go, oh, you got to look like this type of woman. So I don't necessarily believe that, but I'm going to let them cook.
Black women ever been anything but a contrast to white women and propping up their beauty. My bad if I'm like getting too deep for the entertainment and like that, but what that causes in men, even men who are attracted to big women, to be attracted to them in secret. Because the further you get from the beauty standard, the lower your expectations and standards are supposed to be.
So, in secret, so they're saying men who are attracted to bigger women are attracted in secret. I'm only going to speak for myself on that. Ain't no secret for me. I'm attracted to just women in general, to be honest with you. Now, if you look good, you look good. Whether you're obese, whether you're thick, whether you're curvy, whether you're fit, whether you're skinny, don't matter. What matters is are you attractive? Now, how you take care of yourself plays a huge role in whether or not you're going to be attractive. I've seen some of the biggest women be the most beautiful women in comparison to the most curviest fit women that you can imagine. I've met women with gaps in their teeth that are way more attractive than women with perfect teeth because of how they carried themselves. And they were bigger than the average woman. Significantly bigger. Not obese, but just bigger. They were larger women. Now, the thing is that we also have to make sure we understand the distinction between plus size and obesity. Anything beyond the standard norm is plus size, but there is a standard beyond which obesity automatically kicks in. The woman that I featured recently on this in the video, and then I panned out of it, would you say she's plus size or is she obese? Okay, so does that mean she's undeserving of love? Does that mean she should settle? No, nobody's saying you should settle. You need to find you somebody that you can get along with, you can enjoy their time, and you can have a decent life with. Nobody's saying that you got to marry the most broke dude, buck-tooth broke, nasty McNasty dude that comes your way because you're obese. Absolutely not. I know people who was morbidly obese and now they are just obese, and they are with a man, and they are with men that are not to be settled for. I mean, that any woman would be happy to be with. Okay? So I'm not sitting here saying it as though I personally don't think that women have to settle in the sense of obesity and plus sizeness and all this other stuff. It's all about who you are, how you move, and what you do with your life. Now, if you are legitimately morbidly obese, you're not trying to make any improvements in your life, you're not trying to be, you're just not about anything but your obesity, what do you expect to have? You think you're going to get anybody? You're not, because you have nothing going for you. Again, your obesity has nothing to do with your attractiveness. Well, sort of. Your obesity does not have much to do with your ability to attract people. Your personality alone can attract people. The way you carry yourself can attract people. How you dress can attract people. How you smell can attract people. Things that are not necessarily normal can attract people. You can have big, full lips, can attract people. You can have big, beautiful eyes, can attract people. Long, luxurious hair can attract people. Short hair, but your face meets the demand of having short hair. Attractive. You could move well. Attractive. How many of you have seen big women or plus size women dancing, not twerking? I don't mean the twerks where all the booty's bouncing and everything. I mean legitimately dancing, and what you see is people dismayed and shocked that this woman can move like that. And they're like, get it. And that's them all the time. That was them to put on a show for a hot second. That's who they are. You don't think that they're going to attract somebody? We don't know the condition on why they're obese. For all we know, their obesity is medically induced. They might have some medical issues that causes them to have to take medication that causes their obesity to propagate. So for us to sit here and act like the obesity, yes, the obesity is the first thing you see. However, if there's other things involved with that woman, their attractiveness comes with that. But if you're just shiftless and lazy and you're obese, you can settle all you want to, you might not get anything. Because you're shiftless and you're lazy, not because you're obese. I want you to understand the difference. The connotation of a woman being shiftless and lazy because she's obese or he's obese is far from the truth. However, if it is clearly evident that you are shiftless and lazy, along with your obesity, absolutely, settling is the least of your worries.
So first of all, you a black woman. Then on top of that, you a big girl. So you ain't supposed to have nothing close to confidence because you don't look like what confidence is.
Again, that's not necessarily true. They don't expect it, but if you do have the confidence, if you do move like you got something going for yourself, if you do present well, why should you settle? Whether or not you are handling your obesity, why should you settle? I'm genuinely asking that question. Why should you settle if you present well? And I don't mean fake it, because eventually people are going to realize that you're faking the funk. I'm asking specifically, what if you present well? You're nice. You're affectionate. You are pretty. You are supportive. You are honest with not only your intentions, but with your time, and you're honest with how you move. You're a hard worker, regardless of where you work. And you show respect to those who are worthy of that respect. Who says you have to settle? Now, if we're specifically talking about a certain type of man, you're in competition with that certain type of man. Now, you're only talking about 10 to 15% of the population. Shoot, maybe actually 7% of the population when you account for marriage and sexual orientation. So are you competing with 7%? Are you trying to fight for 7% of the men? Then yes, you might have to settle, because you might have to go back a ways and find you a man that not nobody else wants, but not everybody wants, but you want them. Does that make sense? So settling, no.
So because even if I really am attracted to big women, because I'm insecure about it, I'm going to project that insecurity onto you, big woman, and assume that you just as insecure. So you going to put me on the low and by convenience because I'm not brave enough to put you out loud. I'm not saying that you're not projecting. I'm not saying that you're not insecure, and maybe that informs the way you see the world. Sure, that's probably true as fuck. But we're not going to act like the world isn't being taught to see you some type of way. We're taught that you are less than beautiful.
Who teaches it? Because again, in the society that I grew up in the family I grew up in, beauty was just what you were. You could be of any size. If you were beautiful, you were beautiful. As a matter of fact, it was the inverse. The skinnier you are, the more concerned they were for you about whether or not you were attractive or not. Like my family would say, you ain't got enough bottom. You ain't got enough back to get front, right? So, in general, who taught you? Oh, because they tried to shame you. Oh, you like that big girl. Oh, and see, again, it's weird because my insecurities was about me. It wasn't about who I was with. Not like that. I didn't care about certain parameters. If I thought you were beautiful, I don't care what y'all think. I've had my wife on camera several times. I think my wife is beautiful. Do I want her to lose weight? Yes. Not because I'm ashamed of who she is. Her health is my concern. I promise you, if heart disease, cancer, cardiovascular disease, osteoarthritis, metabolic disease was not in the cards, if they could eliminate that today, I would leave my wife where she is. I'm telling you, straight up. My wife knows it. Everybody that knows me personally knows it. If it were about merely her size, I could care less. And that's the truth. So for those of y'all who are missing out on love because the woman that you're either attracted to or the woman that you are considering is not, quote unquote, the ideals for your homies, guess what? Good. Does that mean nobody wants her? No. What it means is it ain't for your homies. And you know what? I ain't got to look over my shoulder about what my homies are going to do or not do. Because they're not attracted to her. I could care less. I am. While we might all have different types of women, and those different types of women might be the best thing for us as individuals, and I'm happy for you. If that's what it is, I'm happy for you. No haterade here. If your girl is a bodybuilder, cool, that's you. Mine's isn't. However, based on health concerns, I need my wife to be in better health. Overall. Whatever that looks like, so be it. And that's the funny part. Whatever that looks like, that's where I'll be happy. And if that's only 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, that's it. Leave it where it's at. She's healthy now. Don't backslide. Don't deteriorate. Just be there. I'll be happy. So this notion of hiding your woman for what? Now, I am a private person for the most part. I don't want to necessarily just expose my wife to y'all like that. If my wife wants to be exposed to y'all like that, I'm all for it. But my wife is also a pretty private person. So if she doesn't want to do it, then I'm not going to make her do it. But if she's more than happy to be on camera, by all means. Most of the time, she's busy. So unfortunately, she can't be on camera when I'm on camera. But when those times do occur, I'm more than happy to have her. Because I'm not ashamed of her. So those of y'all who are ashamed of the woman you're with because she's bigger than you, or because she, she's got more size than you, or she's just not what every other guy expects you to be with, shame on you. And for the record, my ex-wife was bigger than me too. So.
You're just now, within the last 5 to 7 years, seeing big girls as models on the front page. That's just now. For the women who've been having to walk with that for 30, 40, 50 years, that may not be enough to cause an immediate shift. They may not have had the support system around them to tell them like, you beautiful the way that you are. I don't want to like fake deep our way out of pretending like bigger girls don't have to face adversity just by being who they are. Even the ones that have confidence, that they had to fight through to gain that, to stand on that, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta acknowledge that, because then it makes the fight that the big girls that do got confidence, it makes they fight null and void. It's a special piece of hate that this country got carved out for big black women, bruh. You can look up the story of Sarah Bartman, bruh. They displayed that woman, family. Displayed her. You feel me? Like, big black women have always been put on display. So, sweetheart, like, I just wanted to say that just for the sake of empathy.
So, Sarah Bartman was, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember this correctly, Sarah Bartman was a minstrel show or a she was a feature in carnivals. I'm going to Google her real quick just to clarify that real fast. But okay. So yeah, Sarah Bartman was a freak show attraction. And I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see a picture of her. So this would have been a picture of Sarah Bartman. Do y'all notice something? If this is how she was drawn, if her drawing is accurate, look at her thighs. You can see the muscle definition in her thighs. You could clearly see that her glutes were extremely large. And she was ample in all areas. Right? So, what does that mean? I'm not going to show some of these because some of these are... she's not covered, and I don't want to display her like that because I don't want to perpetuate that any further than I have to. Okay? So, the clear point is Sarah Bartman, and like I said, she was basically featured in a freak show. That's what she was. And as a result, people fetishized over her, looked at her, felt some type of way about how she looked, and, you know, used her for their visual pleasures or to compare what they normally see to what is abnormal to them. Now, the funny thing is, Sarah Bartman is normal to me. Sarah Bartman is not anything crazy to me. Now, don't get me wrong, it's attractive to me, but it's not crazy. It's not something that, it's not a fetish. I'm used to it. Okay? So, this notion that and like he said, it's to show empathy. I'm not telling you that women of any size should settle. There are attitudes, behaviors, and lifestyles that should cause you to settle. But how you particularly look may not be one of them. And I'm just letting you know. Based on statistics and whatever, you might, but I wouldn't suggest that a woman settles merely because she's of a certain size. I think Lizzo deserves love just as much as Jennifer Love Hewitt deserves love, just as much as Jennifer Lopez deserves love, just as much as Jennifer Hudson deserves love. Okay? Either version of Jennifer Hudson. Healthy or not. Shout out to Common for loving his Chicago sister as he does. When I say sister, I mean black woman.
Feel me? Like, the confidence that you have, you taught it to your daughters. Make sure your daughters are in communities with other women and teach it to them. Make sure that you continue to spread that, pass that, and don't worry about nobody that can't identify. You feel me?
And that's the truth. If they don't vibe with you, keep it pushing. Don't beg somebody for your attention. This is not body positivity. Well, it kind of is body positivity. But this isn't false positive body imagery. This isn't the delusion that she's healthy. She's not healthy. Right? But at the same time, that does not mean that she should be devoid of love, devoid of care, and devoid of protection, and devoid of confidence in who she is as a woman. Because those internals matter. I've seen the most ugly, beautiful women. I've seen the most beautiful, not so beautiful women. Now, again, we ain't talking about teeth missing, bad breath, coal in your eyes, hair never done, nasty clothes. No, I don't give a dang blast what you look like in regards to how quote unquote cute you are. You're nasty. You're gross. And you ain't presenting well. I'll take a fly big girl over a funny, nasty looking skinny girl any day. Any day. And then dare you to say something. I'll be like, my girl's fly. I don't know what you talking about. Look at how my wife dresses. Look at how my wife looks when she walks outside every day. This is how she looks. Look at her. You telling me she don't look good in what she got on? You telling me she don't present well? Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. So if you are not in that camp, if you are not flowing in that direction, guess what? Then yes, you should settle. Because you don't have it going on. And we ain't talking about whether or not you got this or you got that. I'm talking about how you present. What is your mindset? Are you accountable for what it is that you're doing on a day-to-day basis? What does that look like? Is it settling because you didn't get the man of your dreams? No. Is the man of a certain quality? Is the man of a quality that you can look at other people around you and be proud of? Is he shiftless? No. Is he a hard worker? Yes. Is he a caring man? Yes. Is he the strongest man? Probably not. But will he die for you? Yes. Is he a patient man? Yes. Is he intelligent? Maybe. Maybe you're more intelligent, but is he intelligent? Yes. Do you want to beat him with a bat when you wake up next to him in the morning? No. Is he Shamar Moore? No. But is he somebody that I'm not attracted to? No. These are the parameters that every woman should be measuring to determine whether or not they are settling. Is he the richest? No. But does he make money enough to at least take care of things? Yes. Does he have to tell you no sometimes? Yes. But is he this knuckle-dragging Neanderthal that doesn't know nothing? No. So why would you consider that settling? Because he doesn't make six figures? Because he's not over 6 feet tall? Because he doesn't have washboard abs? Is that why? You're a fool if that's why. And you deserve what you get. But if you are not settling on the character of the man, and he's not bad to look at, that's not settling. And I want y'all to understand that. Big girls, skinny girls, plus size girls, curvy girls, it doesn't matter. You're not settling if you get a man of that caliber. What y'all consider settling is, oh, he got to be able to take me on trips. Oh, he got to take me to the finest restaurants. He got to buy my nails, my hair, my clothes. No. Unless that's what he's offering, no. But that's some of the problem. That is the big problem here. Do me a favor, guys. If you're watching right now, go ahead and give me a like right now. Put a like in the, or hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Because I want this to reach the airwaves. I want it to reach the masses as much as humanly possible. Go ahead, and if you got something to say to me, go ahead and say it. I appreciate your interaction with me in the chat. I want to have a conversation with you. What do y'all think about settling? Do you think plus size women should settle? And if so, why? Go ahead. I will be glad to hear from you. So now, I'll give you an example. The woman that I used in the thumbnail, I'm going to tell you now, if I weren't married and she were attracted to me, why not? If she's nice, clean, intelligent, and presents well, obviously she's wearing a bathing suit, but what I'm saying is, if she presents well, that bathing suit is a nice bathing suit, by the way. If she presents well, why wouldn't I? Obviously, I'm married, so that's a no, but I'm talking about if I were single, would I not? Why? Why wouldn't I? What's wrong with her? These are the things that I make arguments for. And yes, I am a personal trainer. Yes, I am in good shape. Quite strong. I can handle me a big girl. That ain't no lie. I promise you. I can handle me a big girl. But is that all I'm going for her for? Am I just going for her because she's a big girl? Because I think that she's somebody I could get? No. I'm attracted to her. I'm going to go talk to her. Like I said, there are plenty of big girls that are beautiful. Beautiful big girls. So you gonna say no because she's bigger than the girls that your homie's talking to? Okay. You stupid. I would be, so she's model pretty but she's just big. And you ain't gonna mess with her. You stupid. At least to me, you stupid. So you're gonna deny yourself to look at a beautiful woman in the face every morning because her thighs or her one thigh is two of yours. That's your hang up? That looks like LDE to me. I'll let y'all figure out what LDE stands for. That's LDE to me. But if she's nasty, absolutely not. If she's mean, absolutely not. If she's lazy, absolutely not. But you're telling me a big girl who's beautiful, smart, works hard, smells nice, hygienically on point, always. You telling me that she can't get any of your attention? Yeah, okay. I'll bring my wife around, y'all. I don't hide my wife. Not like that, no. If my wife wants to be private, then private we shall be, or she shall be. Because I'm in the public eye right now. But private, she shall be. But when she meets me at work, I don't hide her. If she wants to come inside, I don't go, nah, you could go. As a matter of fact, I'm the one bugging her to come inside because I want to introduce her to you. I'm not ashamed of my wife. I'm not ashamed of my girl. When I wasn't married. Wasn't ashamed. I wasn't ashamed of my ex-wife either. When we were together, there was no shame in me being with her. And anybody that knows me when I was married to her will tell you. I walked proudly with her. She was taller than me and bigger than me. I wasn't ashamed of her at all. I didn't avoid being seen with her. For what? It's my wife. It's my girl. You know what I'm saying? For what? I picked her. I chose her. So why am I ashamed of who I chose? And fellas, if that's how you living, shame on you. You can't stand on your square like a man. If this is the woman for you, yes, I understand the health components. Absolutely, you're not going to get an argument from me. If she is not healthy and you're asking her to be healthy, she should meet your request. But if you're simply asking her to lose weight because you're ashamed of what she looks like, then you should be ashamed of yourself because you should have just left her alone and leave her to somebody that would actually care about her regardless of what she looked like in size, that is. Like I said, if she looked like she just came out the backwoods from the land of the lost, then no. If your girl looks like she just came from the land of the lost, no, absolutely not. Then you should be ashamed of yourself and you should never bring her around ever. But what I'm talking about is if you're ashamed of your girl simply because she's big or bigger than you, then shame on you for even messing with her. Leave her to somebody that can love her as she is. Leave her to somebody that can care for her as she is. Now, like I said, women, if your standards are unrealistic, then yes, you should settle. If you're looking for a man that makes hundreds of thousands of dollars and you haven't found him yet, or you keep running into him but they ain't checking for you, you might have to find a man that makes less money. That's settling, so be it. I'm not telling you to find a man that treats you wrong, that'll turn around and come around during tax time, or, leave you to take care of everything while he's got his feet up because he thinks he's better than you, or he thinks he's prettier than you, or he thinks that he's God's gift to women. That's not what I'm suggesting to you. Based on the character of those men, if those men are legitimately of high quality in character, you should never settle for anything less than that man. If he's shorter than you, if settling to you is that this man is taller than you, then you might have to find a man that's smaller than you. If he has to have muscles, he might not. He might be as thin as a rail. You might have to settle on those things, but you should not have to settle on the character of any man that you're with. If he's the absolute quote unquote prettiest man on the planet, get in line, because you're not going to be the only one. You better be great for him to keep you. And I'm not saying your greatness is predicated on the fact that you're obese. I'm just talking about in general. If you want him, you better be the best woman that he could find. Far too many times people get critical in Hollywood, with Hollywood actors and actresses, when their spouse is not quote unquote as attractive as them. The comments about Layla Rashawn when, she had 4 kids. She's back in the spotlight again and she's acting. But was she not deserving of a husband that actually loves her and cares about her? Now, granted, he didn't do the right thing by her always, turning around and possibly messing with Nicole Murphy behind her back. I don't think that was right. That means he's lacking integrity. What I'm suggesting is that Layla Rashawn is not an attractive woman. Layla Rashawn doesn't deserve love, respect, and dignity. She's a very dignified woman. She's still beautiful. She's a lot older than she was 30 years ago. Clearly. She's not Waiting to Exhale. She's not Boomerang, but Harlem Nights, Layla Rashawn. But that was, again, over 30 years ago. You gonna look like you looked 30 years ago? All till now? I know I don't. I might not look my age, but I know I don't look like I looked when I was 30 years ago. I promise you. Because as a matter of fact, if you look at me when I was 18 years old, I assure you, I looked like I was 12. I didn't look like a grown man. I could have told you I'm 18 years old, and I promise you a lot of women would not have believed me. The only women that would believe me that I was 18 or older was women that were in college with me, or women that used to be in high school with me. Those are the only people that would believe I was 18. And as a matter of fact, all my years in high school, I was never 18. So nobody in high school would have ever believed I was 18, because I wasn't. And I didn't look 18. Like I said, I looked 12. So this notion that plus size women should settle is not something that I will co-sign to. Not as a personal trainer, not as a fitness expert, not as a health professional, not as a teacher, not as a man. I don't think anybody should settle when it comes to the character of the individual that they're going to be with. And the, cleanliness and all of that stuff. All the prerequisites that come with that. I don't believe anybody should settle. But if you're going for unrealistic expectations, no. Now, if you hit the lottery and you find a man that makes a crap ton of money, he's over 6 feet, and he's chiseled, and he's nice, and he's hardworking, and he smells good, and he's clean, and he's patient, and he does all of those things. He checks every single box. Good for you. But if he's missing a box here or there, depending on the box that's missing, I don't think that's settling. And I think that that's a mindset of individuals that feel as though that they shouldn't have to work for whatever they get, or that they shouldn't have to struggle through things. Now, it shouldn't be an ordeal, but struggling through things is normal, and it'll always be normal. I'm going to land this plane. Guys, do me a favor. Put a 1 in the chat if you're still with me. Put a 2 in the chat, or put a 2 in the comments if you made it this far. Give me a like if you can, and I would greatly appreciate it, because like I said, this spreads through the algorithm, and I want this message to spread through the algorithm, so that way we can make changes in our society, so that our plus size black women are not minstrel shows. They're not freak shows. They're not, what's the word I'm looking for? An anomaly. They're none of those things. I want y'all to understand that at the end of the day, everyone is deserving of love and of relationship. What I don't co-sign to is that everybody's entitled to a certain type of person outside of character. Everybody's entitled to a person with good character if they too have good character. Everybody good is entitled to somebody good. But if you're not good, if you are of poor quality in every sense of the word, then you deserve nothing. And you should not be looking and being concerned with settling. Size does not matter when it comes to that. Even when you fall into the one of 27 different body types that exists. I want you to understand that, first and foremost. Lastly, again, there's no show on Wednesday because I will be at a conference on Wednesday. And those of you in the Colorado Springs area, I hope to see you at this shindig. I will greatly appreciate it if you are. And also, thank you guys for getting me up to 206 subscribers right now. I would like to get to at least 500 by the end of this year, if not more. So do me a huge favor and help a brother out and get me to at least 500. Share this, like it, dislike it if you do. I don't care. But I need some interaction from y'all. I need some conversation. I need interaction with you guys. And I greatly appreciate it. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Have a nice day. Be the best you. Class is Stoutt.